on 2016. I'm
Right,
now like 18, and I just love the game. Enjoy the game so much. My goal specifically is I really want to get to champ only because I really like enjoy pro play and I want to like get into like just playing the game at a high level
right,
overall because I just love the game. I also like watch a lot of pro play and I watch a lot of like spoiler coaching and I try to like understand the game at a like really deep level. So I tried my best to implement some of the stuff you're saying on Sojourn because my name's a loaf of bread on the Sojourn
right,
Ready
and
for battle.
I just feel like overall like I'm like a good player like that I want to be, and I know it's like my fault because like you can't always be my team's fault, you know.
right, right,
I think I'm Plat 4, or sorry, the match range was Plat 4 to Plat 1, and
right.
I lost this game pretty badly, I think. And overall, like I just want to know like how I can get better and how like just so I can practice properly, so like I'm actually improving to actually get my goal of reaching champion. Let's say like a year, an example. Maybe not a year, but just
Right, right.
like just to get better. Yeah.
How, how? Okay, let me just give a little bit more context as well. So, is it just
Yeah.
Sojourn you play as your hero pool, and often, like, also as
So,
well as that, how often do you play the game? Do you
okay.
think usually?
Yeah. I play the game pretty often. Because like right now I'm in uni, so like
Right,
I do live in Australia and I'm in uni and I work a lot. So I try to play at least 3 hours a day. An example today, I was unable to play on my PC. So I was playing on console because I switch in between, but I'm trying my best to stick to console. This is one of my first few games back on PC after a few months. But in general, I don't think anything changed that much. My aim wasn't even that bad, I believe. And
right.
sorry, what was the other question?
Your hero pool and Sojourn as well. Is it just Sojourn or yeah?
So I specifically chose three because I knew if like I need something in every situation. So I'm overall more developed player. So I chose Tracer, Ash, and Sojourn. And I also wanted to ask you on that, what do you think I should have in my hero pool? Do you think that's too little? Do you think I need to open up or choose a specific hero to like for a map or like just in general? Like I want to ask your opinion.
Yeah, no. I think I mean your hero pool right now, like if it's just Sojourn plus like two other hit scans, or Sojourn plus Tracer, or like anything like that, that's relatively fine. It's always nice if you're a hit scan player, as you are right now, to incorporate Tracer a little bit into your hero pool. I wouldn't worry about that right now though, because
Yeah.
especially at your level
I
of
do
play,
have
yeah,
I do have 90 hours of Tracer, so she's my misplay DPS.
right,
So yeah, so like I first only wanted Tracer, but I really wanted, as I said, my goal is to reach example champ. So I knew that I need to open my like horizon to the game. Yeah,
right,
because like as I said, like to be honest, I don't really think I'm that great of a player, even though I've been playing for a very long time. So
right, right.
that's why I started. I'm trying to learn Sojourn, so it's why I'm playing her now. So I'm trying to see how my micro works, like holding my rail, which I don't think I've done that great in this game. But like, yeah. So I'm actually Tracer one trick, which then said, nah, I need to like change, open up. So yeah,
Right, right. So like, I'll start off by saying a few things though, because I've had other clients or students like you in the past who have these ambitions of going pro in some kind of way. Maybe they've even been
Mhm.
masters, or maybe they've even been lower than you. In gold, and I kind of always say a similar thing
it's
every
delusional.
time. It's not delusional. It's like you need to be realistic about how much time. Because it's why I asked like how much time do
Hmm.
you play the game, right? Because you look
Yeah.
at these like pro players, right? And
Hmm.
I mean, there's a few things. I mean, there's so many things to mention here, right? So like, do you know Gaming for Hope? That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. So like he has no clue how much it takes to like actually go to like a pro level, to like OWCS level. And it's not even like delusion, it's just like what do you gain out of it? Because you look at level right now and there's basically no money in it. The teams and orgs are losing money actively. I was actually talking to someone who works at SSG, specifically in Marvel Rivals. They got on a call with one of the SSG people and they even told me, hey, like, we're kind of losing money. We need to like straighten up a little bit. And looking at coaches too, and even players, and they're leaving the game, or like not even necessarily leaving, right? But they're either leaving the game, changing games, or changing roles in the game, right? Like Capitology, Gunber, Gator, Crimzo, Cuffy, Unter, like probably Christopher in a few months from now. Like the game is like not like esports is just not a profitable thing, and like unless you're really like not even top 0.1%, I'm talking like top 0.0000001%, you're not gonna get you're not gonna make this a career, or you're not gonna be able to like reliably make any decent money out of this. It's actually kind of why I stopped grinding in tier 2 or tier 3 rather, because it's just like there's no point, there's no money in this, right? Like it's that's why content creation is way more rewarding. The second thing also is, I guess, like asking yourself, okay, I care about this game a lot. Is playing the game or trying to become a pro necessarily the best thing for me for me right now? Because you only put in what 2 hours ish a day playing the game. Like these pro players are double scrimming blocks, and yeah, it's like it's a big jump, right? Even Spyro himself, right? Like I remember he made this like graph or this graphic rather of like, okay, if you want to improve and you're in this rank, this is how much time you're gonna need to put in the game. And if you're at like a high grandmaster level, it's like 6 to 8 hours or whatever he put, right? At your level, you're doing fine. Like if you want to get to diamond, whatever, like this 2 hours a day is more than fine, right? And then you can like VOD review afterward, or VOD review once a week. That's more than reasonable. But just be realistic about how much time you need to put in the game, and envision yourself about how much time you need to put in the game. And I
What
guess, yeah,
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 yeah, sorry. What would you like recommend for me to play so like to get champ? Because that also I just didn't know, which is why as I said, I bought your coaching because like I watched your videos and they're like really entertaining and like I just feel like you know a lot about the game and like you explain it in a funnier way, you know.
right, right. Um,
What do you what do you think I need to play, or what do you think I technically need to do to reach an example like I said or GM my champ? Because I'm not really trying to make a career. I just love the game so much that I just really want to like play an organized play.
right, right.
Because I don't really want to get to T1 to be honest. Because as I said, like as you said, I know the money isn't that profitable, but I just really love the game. That I just want to be good at it, to be honest. And
No,
I
yeah, I
feel
get
like
that.
just
Yeah,
being in an organized, yeah, like to just play an organized setting and actually be like good in that setting. An example, let's say T2 or even T3, it will just make me happy that like I'm actually good, at the game I play. So like
yeah,
that's like
yeah.
really what I want to do.
I,
But
I,
obviously, everything you said was correct, to be honest. I didn't really think of it that much, but yeah. So
I would think, or like, I mean, in terms of what heroes to play, it genuinely does not matter. Like, just play what you're good at and play what you enjoy. Like, Sojourn right now is completely reasonable. And the second thing actually is what you should do, because I've had so many players, and this was including myself at one point a few years ago, where like I felt I was more knowledgeable than the people in my rank, and to be honest, you probably know more than people in platinum right now. Yet that doesn't really matter. To put it short,
yeah.
right? Like
Mm.
even me, right? Like I don't know, I don't even play this game to be honest, but like I don't know, I'm like GM5 on tank or whatever, like and Master 3 on support. Like even I don't apply all the knowledge I know in the game, and if I would, I'd be tier 3 or tier 2, whatever the case may be. And it's like you're the best thing for you to do is unironically stop watching me and stop watching Spylo, and actually like learn to play the game and body review yourself, because your knowledge is not holding you back, it's the application of it, you know.
Yeah.
And even stuff that I make, like tier lists and whatnot, like again, like, as you kind of mentioned, right? Like they're entertaining, and I'm an education, or I'm an what's the saying? Wait, edutaining content creator. Sure, I can maybe help people climb by proxy, but that's not really my main target audience, my main goal necessarily. Maybe for Spider it's a little bit different, but it's really the same for him, to be honest. That's how we can make a career out of these out of content creation. But yeah, for you, I just literally look at your gameplay, and we'll talk about stuff that you can do in terms of applying knowledge that you already have to the game itself. The big one, and we'll maybe get into this a little bit throughout, right? There's a few ways you can sort of apply, or get off autopilot, so to say. Because if you've been playing this game for a long time, watching me and Sparlow and maybe other creators that are educational too, and you're still in platinum, there's a very key, I guess, or fundamental deficit in not understanding but application that needs to be going on, that needs to be fixed. So the first few things that you can do are paying attention to visual cues, or looking at what's on your screen, right? So when people talk about game sense, this is the core fundamental of it. It's, okay, I understand what this person on my screen means for me. So I'm going to change my action. I'm going to do something differently based on that information on my screen, right? So for example, it could be, what are you playing with? A Sigma here, right? It could be a Sigma walking up right now that tells you that I need to take a different angle, or I need to rotate in the mid fights. Again, I call these mid-fight rotations a lot, and to be honest, at this kind of level, we're probably going to be talking about mid-fight rotations a lot on this VOD. It could also be, let me think of another example. I mean, playing against Orisa here, again, we'll probably mention throughout, like, if Orisa is, like, really close to you, or just by virtue of Orisa existing, it could be D.Va here as well, or, like, any tank that is really good at marking you or harassing you. You're gonna need to be playing distance, and almost baiting the Orisa to come at you. Baiting Orisa, right? Maybe you're playing into a dive comp on Sojourn, right? As a typical, playing hit scan into dive comps and dying every fight. The key thing there is, again, preventing, or even disruptor shotting, I'll just call it DSing, flankers in the pre-fight and making sure that they can't reach you in the first place. So that's kind of the big thing, is paying attention to visual cues on your screen, and that will change how you play, or that will imply or tell you things implicatively about how you should play the game. The second way, and this kind of links into visual cues, is having like a mindset or a template about how you want to play the game. So I literally just mentioned it there about how you're playing against dive, right? Like, the template is, okay, how can I prevent these people from getting on top of me? And how can I, after they sort of jump out and they dive me, right? How can I push up and punish them on their downtime? That's really important when you're playing into dive. Into Orisa, again, it's like, how can I bait the Orisa to walk onto me? How can I play a position that's safe for me to, or how can I play a position that's like almost wanting the Orisa to spin onto me? How can I play a position that I kind of want the Orisa to go onto me? And we'll probably talk about that a little bit more throughout too. And there's tons more stuff to sort of mention here as well. But object permanence, awareness, and visual cues are one of the biggest things in this elo that I've seen, again, in my time. And it's probably going to be this biggest thing that we see here. So we'll see here about what goes on. And yeah, the big things are going to be where you're moving to. Probably stuff with your railgun too, about how patient you are with hitting your railguns, and stuff like that as well. But you'll see here.
Like make it clear, I generally don't think like the best player in the game, so I don't have like a cocky mindset, and I know I need to improve. It's overall like for mom, like just to tell you what I want, I kind of want it to be like, I don't know if it's bad or good, but I kind of want it to be like nitpick with me, because I feel like if I really want to improve and get to the level I want to get, even let's say GM, I feel like I need to know how to play perfect in my eyes, so to say.
Right.
So so like just tell me like everything, because if you want as well, you could like just write it on a doc, and I'll try to practice it in my free time as well.
Right. I usually, like, the way I do VODs, like, I will sometimes nitpick or I'll mention things in passing, but, like, at the end of the summary, I probably won't mention that much. But I will mention things in passing,
Okay.
about small bits of micro, because that is important in the long term.
I was just sending you the game which I've done horrible in. I lost 2-0. So like yeah.
Right.
I did have better games. Yeah. So
I
I
am
just sent
actually
you the games
curious.
I did not do well.
You had 3 deaths here, 1 death in the last round. Okay, nothing crazy, but we'll see it. I mean, let me turn overlay off as well, actually. So enemy team, there we go. Okay, so first fight I'm going to be a bit more lenient because you don't know what they're running exactly. But of course here, again, you can scout them and you know what they're running. So we'll see how this pans out here. Now, I'll mention a few things. So like, do I even bring that up? Yeah, why not? So how might Weaver like change how you play the character?
Do you want me to like answer that? Like my how I think.
Yeah.
I think overall Weaver can like, as I said, I have watched your video. He can prolong the fight, and maybe if I'm in a pickle, he can maybe pull me out. But that would like, I think I should leave that more for, let's say, my Juno or my Sigma.
Right,
That's what
okay.
like I think is the right like correct answer.
Yeah, kind of, right? So, like, the prolonged fight thing is kind of true. Like, he's good at, like, long fights, but also, he's really good at enabling aggression. So, like, this guy, like, if you want to play, like, a really, like, do some extremely aggressive play, he should get ready to life grip you for it. Now, obviously, you can't trust, you might not be able to trust Plat Weavers, but I bring this up because the way you play the character is going to change, or should change, and if you are playing with someone that you might be able to trust, or you're playing with a particularly good Weaver, who knows what they're doing. So, or maybe you're with communication, or you've got communication, right? Or maybe, again, you're playing in a team environment. Maybe, again, one day, 6 months later, who knows, you're playing in a team, and you're playing Weaver, right? And that kind of thing's important to note, because you look at, again, GK, right? And, like, the reason why Weaver works so well is because every single person plays hyper-aggressively off the fact that they can get gripped away. Right? Lethal especially, but Ultraviolet too, and Cuffin in particular. So it's something that again, I'm not gonna expect in this game, nor do I want it really, but it's something that again I'm noting down. Because again, it
Although
can change
just to
drastically.
let you know, my mechanics are pretty awful, so I am working on
Right,
it.
right,
I've been
right,
trying to like aim train, because as I
right.
said, I haven't played on keyboard in like 8 months. But I do
Okay.
like play. As I said, I play the game every day. I hope it's not too bad, and I hope it's better. But yeah,
Yeah.
just to let you know.
Do you like do aim trainers or like workshop codes or like things like that in
So yeah,
general?
I do. I use Vaxstar. I use it every time before I play. So in for Ash Chase, I use it. I'm trying to like control my clip management with Tracer, my blink melee, my blinks and recoil management. Not like in my recoil management in the training, but
Right,
I
right,
heavily
right,
try to focus on my clip management, which is what I've been trying to focus on. You might not see on this game, but
right.
in this game specifically.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
I've done 40 hours on Kovacs, which I'm gonna start doing more because as I said, I'm gonna start using my PC more often. But
right.
in general, like I don't have an actual training routine on how to train a specific character, which is like I don't know how to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. That I mean, honestly, the hours you put into Kovacs and then they'll increase over time, of course, especially when you play more on PC. Um, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, hopefully mechanics aren't too like. Only time I mention mechanics is when it's like it will lose you a fight or it's like really below this level that I expect of you. Like if mechanics are like silver
Mhm.
or bronze, then I'm gonna bring that up. Because that's gonna be a
Yeah.
limiting factor, right? But hopefully
Mhm.
I don't see that here. But we'll see. Okay, sure. Okay, and even like this is really important, right? So like even here, you just farm railgun, right? So you just farm
Mhm.
rail, and what's your sig doing? What's this guy doing?
Just pushing up.
He's pushing up, right? So the fact that you've got railgun, which is a visual thing because you can see it on your screen, and the fact that you can see your
Mhm.
sigma walk up, which again visual thing, you can see him walking up on your screen. What does that imply you should do?
Be more aggressive.
Sure, yeah, exactly, right? Like, you want to fish for this kill, right? And you just saw
Mhm.
the enemy team comp, right? Is there any person, really, that can punish you for, let's say, going through here and trying to get a pot shot onto the Symmetra or onto any of these, literally any of these squishies here?
I mean, maybe if the Ash, but she's kind of distracted by the signal.
Exactly, right? So, like, not really is
Mhm.
kind of the answer. And the only sort of
Yeah.
time, or the only exception here, maybe, might be a Widow one shot. Like, Widow's playing really far back,
Mhm.
and your Sigma's not marking the Widow, then maybe it's not worth peeking it. But barring that,
Mhm.
like, this should be an immediate tell sign of, like, hey, I should peek through here and look for a railgun. Because I can't see anything from here. Like, I can only see, what, an Orisa? Barely? And a Symmetra? Barely? Like, you need to get an angle with better LOS, right? And this is kind of what I
Mhm.
mean at the beginning about visual cues and visual understanding and game sense. This tells you, hey, I got a railgun. But your brain should be like lighting up right now and being like, oh shit, I should get a better angle for my railgun. So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully they don't stay
Okay.
main here a little bit. Better, right? Even here, right?
To be
I'd
honest, I
even
was
walk
just
up a little
kind
bit
of
more.
scared. I was kind of scared because I knew my mechanics weren't the greatest, so I knew that even if I accidentally push up too much, I might
Right.
get like punished. So like I was just afraid to like do anything stupid or to die. So like I might be like playing a bit passive. So yeah, I was like just scared. Like I knew my mechanics weren't so great, so I knew that like I won't be able to get a pick. So that was yeah.
Right. There's this question I give to players about, and this is often I say to players if they either play too aggressive or too passive, and I think here you're playing a little bit too passive for what you're giving, right? The question is, do I want to be pushed? From where I'm playing, basically, right? And the answer to that question should be yes, right? And the reason why is that if you play here, let's say you're playing here, and let's say, sure, I do actually want to be pushed. Right? Maybe I do want a Symmetra to teleport onto me. Maybe I do want another to spin onto me and javelin me into a wall, right? The reason why the answer should be yes, or again, you should feel like the answer should be yes, is that if they do end up pushing onto you, you're safe. You just slide out and you're completely fine, right? And that's inherent by the distance of their comp, right? Again, Ashe, Orisa, Symmetra can't really hard punish you for doing this kind of play. They themselves are too far away, and you've got to get out of jail free cooldown, i.e., the power slide here. So, of course, be a
Mhm.
little bit mindful of Sim Spam and Ashe Dynamite, whatever the case may be, but you can and should be able to play a little bit more aggressive here, right? Worst case scenario, just look at your sig. Look at your sig. Look at how aggressive he's playing, right? Look at how much space the Iris is giving up. Because if she's spinning backwards right now, which to me looks like the case, then you by proxy should be able to walk up off of that, right? And look how stacked these guys are. Like, this is crazy, you
And to
know?
put more pressure on the back line by playing that angle.
Exactly, right? Like, this is like, they can't do anything to you here, right? The best thing they can do is sim TP onto you, and in which case you're gonna slide back here or slide back over here, and you're completely fine either way. So like, we'll see what ends up happening here. But yeah, what I don't want to see is you playing too passive for too long. We'll see. Yeah, Nabil gone there. Let me just see that again. 0.5 for that. Okay. Actually, I don't mind that actually because the sim re-peaked this exact same angle. But yeah, it's awkward because again your LOS is just so limited. And the only target that you can see there is the Symmetra. But yeah. Okay, Dynamite hits you there. Not ideal. Yeah, so like here, all you need to do now, or what should you be doing now after you miss Railgun?
Shoot there, so.
Yeah, right, so avoid Dynamite and shoot Orisa is kind of your main goals here, right? So of course, just straight to the right or like play a little bit more here, you'll be fine. You can just shoot the Symmetra. You outrange Symmetra from this kind of distance, you'll be fine. And again, just farm the Orisa is all that needs to be happening. Unfortunately, Dynamite hits you, and again, I think you lack awareness on the Dynamite being here, unfortunately. And then, again, you just get forced up from this angle, which is particularly ideal. I think you get hit by a Symmetra here. Yeah, a Symmetra orb hits you. And you almost end up dying. DS is fine. TP, I get the intention was for the TP or to like zone off the Symmetra. I don't mind that. That's okay. Sure. Fine. Okay.
Yes, but my keyboard's broken, so I just had to fix it.
Okay, yeah, that
I have
was
a
just,
broken
yeah.
keyboard. Yeah, I have the broken keyboard and I have a broken mouse. So that's also an issue which I'm gonna fix.
Yeah, I was just wondering what like the little fleck to the left there was. Okay, we'll see here. Okay, sure. Fine. Okay. So like, after you get a railgun here, where can you think about moving to?
Left.
Why left side?
That area.
So like, if this area could be quite nice, right? I think again, what should be the main thing that comes into your head, or the main thing to consider if you're coming left side here?
Getting zoned out by the Symmetra.
Yeah, I mean, not just Symmetra, right? But anyone that can punish you. Because this, how much distance do you have from this angle here in the doorway? You're playing up this up here.
Can you repeat that?
How much? If you're playing on the side gun up here, right? How much distance do you have from this doorway?
Not that far.
Not that far, right? What does that mean for your safety?
I might die.
Yeah, right. Like Symmetra can like just peek this angle and go onto you. Orisa can spin onto you and javelin you. So be a little bit careful here. So your positioning, in terms of again what dictates that, is where the Orisa moves. Because if she moves to the right side, or if again Symmetra moves all the way to the right side, then you can probably take this angle for free and take it quite safely and get a really. I mean, look at this angle here, right? Like you can see the enemy Ashe, you can see the Kiriko, you can catch them on the back end, and nobody can really punish you here, right? That's kind of the first thing that you should be thinking about is, can Orisa and can Symmetra punish me? And similar question to what I mentioned beforehand. The second thing is timing, right? So like, again, I don't know where the rest of your team is at, right? They're currently in spawn, right? So that's the second thing you should be thinking about, because what I don't want to see here is you getting forced up from this angle and you dying early before your Sigma even gets it to begin with. So we'll see what you end up doing here. I think all you really need to be doing is threatening the angle or threatening the main angle here. Like, you see Symmetra here, right? You get a decent railgun, I don't mind that. And from up rail, right? Just play this really, really wide angle and threaten anyone that comes and peeks and follows the Orisa. That's all that needs to be done here. Because again, because your Sigma isn't back yet, there's no reason to take a really aggressive angle. At least right now. Okay. Okay. Would have preferred an earlier slide. Again, like, the second you see TP here, right? Again, use like, or at least like, again, this is what I mean by game sense, where it's like, okay, Sim TPs literally in front of you. That probably implies that she's doing some kind of ping pong TP onto you. So again, you want to slide away from that immediately, because a good Symmetra will TP, charge her full orb, actually hit this orb here. I don't know why she's beaming you. She should be orbing you from here. But yeah, and again, you kind of get panicked out here a little bit and miss the railgun, which is not ideal. Yes, it's okay, but again, you just miss it, right? Mechanical thing there. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. This is fine. Sure. What should you be looking at when you're rotating?
The Orisa's location.
Say that again, sorry?
The Orisa's location, or where she's at.
The Orisa, yeah, what else?
The backline and how they rotate.
Sure. How can you make sure this is well timed with your team?
Waiting until the Sigma starts pushing forward.
Right. So what does that imply about who you should also be looking at?
My team.
Yeah,
And
right?
Sigma.
Exactly. So like I don't know where Sigma is right now. And in fairness, I haven't got overlay on, so like I can just do this, really annoying that I can't put friendly overlays on. Like here, I've got no clue. Now you're also on to see where Sigma's playing, right? But it's just something to be aware of because again, like you don't want to miss time this. You don't want to miss time this angle. I don't want to see a sim TP going on to you and zoning you away. We'll see what happens here. The angle's good. Okay, and like this is what I mean, right? Because if I zoom out, if I do this and do this, and you can see the arrows, right? Like 1, 2, maybe 3, okay, yeah, 3 people are looking at you right now, and not at your Sigma. This is the big issue, and this is just timing, right? You're a little bit too early ahead of your Sigma, and then as a result, you get forced out, right? These guys, who should they be looking at? Ideally. Sigma, right? Not you. So you get forced out from this angle really easily. Even though you're on a really good angle right now. So yeah, tad bit unfortunate there. Okay, we'll see here. Okay. You might not die for this, yeah. You probably won't die. So now okay, you actually do end up dying catching
Yeah, I
down
do
like
die.
that, right? That's literally just a timing issue. That's all it is. It's just a timing issue. Because again, you shouldn't be getting forced up from the angle. From here against again when your Sigma isn't even pushing onto the fully onto the Orisa right now. Like yeah, the Orisa's looking at your Sigma, but he's not really tanking any aggression. Like I need your Sigma to be like around about here, at least on your screen in some kind of way. Even here, like from this other angle, shooting the enemy team. That could be great. But yeah, bit unfortunate. So all you need to be doing here is play off the corner. I'm sure again, if you watch people like Capitology, they talk about this a lot, getting off the corner. Play off the corner, play really passively, like just play here, and wait for your Sigma. That's literally all it takes. And then you can spend that extra time, like waiting around, maybe rotating through here and getting a better angle. Or spend the extra time, right? Maybe thinking about rotating through here and getting an even deeper angle, right? If you really want to push this angle here. But yeah, I wouldn't be aggressing right now, because again, it's just a little bit too early. That's literally just it. And again, like I mentioned, that just comes down to awareness of where your Sigma's playing. Okay. We'll see here. Okay, it looks like your team got shot. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Fine. Angle's okay. Normally when I see Sojourn players on this map, this is exactly where they play. So this is relatively fine. You can see everything. You can back up where you need to. I'm fully okay with this. Sure. Okay. Sure. Slide's good. So okay, where should you slide to? The direction's fine. Where should you move to afterwards?
I don't know.
What about in this little room over here?
I mean, yeah.
Right, what's scary about playing an open space here? Looking at Iris the entire time.
Not knowing the enemy's location and how I could take damage.
Right. So like either go in this room here to shoot Orisa and LOS out the back line, and then you can peek for angles still, or this is actually fine too, right? Like when you're playing back here and using this as cover, so you're LOSing out their backline too. This is fine. I was actually considering you backing up here even more, play a deeper angle into your own team, and then you can even drop down and maybe look for an angle on point, and maybe again catch this Symmetra. So this angle's fine, this angle's fine, but again, the key thing is just being aware of the follow-up, right? The Symmetra, the Ashe, their distance to backline that are shooting you from distance. And in fairness, you do kind of like have a little look, and like you do like look around here. And that like, little glimpse is important, right? Because this tells you, hey, I'm fairly aware, I'm being more aware of the Ashe in this sort of case here, who's shooting me right now. So you're a little bit wary of that, which is good. And then here, I'd be a little bit scared of your Orisa, but I'm fairly just going at your Weaver right now. Nothing crazy this fight, but again, a little bit more awareness on your Orisa and their backline, and maybe even considering to play hero too, in other games. But hopefully, you can look for a railgun here. Okay. The symbol makes it really hard. Yeah, so like, again, like, would have been nice to have that railgun onto the Symmetra. Just by disproportionately, because again, it will do more damage to Symmetra. Yeah. Also, they're really early. Okay, she just walks into your DS, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm not a huge fan of peeking this, so like, how aggressive should he be right now?
I don't know what my Sigma is, to be honest. Is he in front of me?
Yeah, Sigma is dead, I think. I think he might be in sport. Yes, he is, right?
Yeah.
So like, how aggressive should you be here overall? Your Kira goes to your right, you've gotten a trade onto the Symmetra, you're in a 3v4 right now based on the kill feed.
Playing like passive.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think pretty passive here, right? I'd play distance, I can hear Orisa shooting her gun right now, next to my here. Yeah, I can hear her shooting her gun. Like, play really passive, play a wide LOS, get ready to slide back to your team if need be, right? All that kind of stuff, right? Now when I see this kind of tells me that, again, you're playing aggressive at the wrong time. Because against a good Orisa, what are they going to do to you right now?
Spear me.
Spear you, spin onto you, and kill you. And then you're going to get staggered out again, right? So, I doubt that's going to happen, because again, it's Platinum, and if they're going to do this kind of thing, they're probably going to miss their spear. But if that Orisa was infected, you're dying immediately. So we'll see here. Okay, you're dying immediately anyways, right? And it's like, how did I could already tell that's gonna happen before it even happens. It's by virtue of, again, you should be peeking this because you're in a 3v4. Your Sig is dead, right? You didn't even know what your Sig was. And again, that's just all awareness, right? And also, you saw the Kiriko here too, right? When you're shooting the Sim and you shot the Sim, right? And you killed the Sim. Your Kiriko is here with you, right? This character is great at supporting aggression. It's great at supporting flanks, right? You can be here at an angle with your Kiriko, spamming out here maybe, at worst, but spamming out here for the time being, spamming out the Asher a little bit, right? That's all you need to be doing, right? Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, nothing that aggressive. And again, the big issue here is the timing, right? Where's your Sigma, right? Nowhere to be found. And there's nothing that in this game or in this fight that's telling you, hey, I should be playing aggressive on this angle. Nothing in this game that's telling you that. Maybe if Orisa is dead and got traded out in the mid fight, then I can see this being more reasonable, right? But yeah, that's just a full awareness issue. Alright, we'll see here. Get up a little bit. Okay, Kitsune also, and Nano comes out onto the Orisa, and then Kitsune from your own team. Okay, sure. Fine, let's just cover it, right? Just play the cover here. Bit of micro, right? Nothing crazy. Okay. Sure. Fine. We'll just check the Orisa, force the Orisa out. Nice. Okay. Sure. Fine. Yeah, no real complaints. Like, honestly, that was actually pretty well done, right? I think the timing was good. Thinking about widening the angle with overclock, I like that. Good target priority onto killing, I think it was Yash, I think, over here. And slide's decent as well. I think maybe sliding back to a team and out-rotating the Orisa might be a little bit better. But no real complaints over there. Yeah, nothing crazy. Okay. And I think you couldn't really mess up the timing there. Because you were coming back late. And I always say as well, the more aggressive a play, and Sparta says this as well, the more aggro a play, the more aggressive a play, the later it needs to be timed. So, I'm pretty glad that, again, this was a pretty spot on there, on your ends. Okay. We will see what you do with this overclock though. I'm curious.
Oh, I think I missed every shot.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing with I like an old age tip with overclock that's existed since ever since Sojourn's been released is be very patient with your overclock. Do not spam out your shots.
I think because so I think Sojourn's ult is like the best CP ult in the game, and I generally just like I feel like a lot of the times I kind of die when using it because I really want to get a lot of value out of the overclock.
Right,
And
right.
as well, I don't trust my aim, so like I'm just praying that like I'm actually like hitting a shot. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious to see how you use your overclock.
I don't remember exactly.
Okay, fine, coming up rail. Sure. Flyback's okay. Don't mind that, fine. Sure. Fine. Fine. Whatever. Fine. Fine. We lost my territory. Okay. Okay. Fine. Again, I don't mind early pushing up here if you want to look for an early overclock. It's actually, again, pretty common thing for, like, teams to do. They'll overclock really early, or they'll use an ultimate really early, push them back to their spawn. But again, if you're not pushing up that early, which he's not doing that right now, then of course no need to do it. So I'm glad you backed off there. But again, it's a nice thing to think about. Okay. Kiriko's there with you. Be careful about the distance here. You don't want to see an Orisa walking onto you. Okay, sure. Okay. So you've had like really awkward positioning here the entire time. And I think you're trying to go on some like insane flank to get a max value with OC. That does not need to be the case. All you need to do with OC is good at OS and the ability to see the enemy team. That's
I
literally
think
it.
I remember this part. I actually wasn't really trying to use my clock right there. I just wanted to kind of be a more like a nuisance to the enemy team. So like I was trying to like get them or look at me, don't look at my Sigma. So like my Sigma doesn't have too much pressure on him. So
Right,
that's what I was
right,
trying my best to do.
right,
But
right.
as I said, that leads me to not really thinking about my position, which kind of
Exactly,
doesn't get
right.
like any value. Like I'm kind of out of the fight.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I don't actually fully mind you going early to create space for your Sigma. Like we can almost do that again, like this your very first retake when you went here and like you drew three people away. That's actually fine as long as you live for it and as long as you slide away and it's not costly. So again, another example
Hmm.
I like bringing up is you're playing Tracer on Periso first point attack. Your team is struggling to push underneath the bridge. So what you do as Tracer, you blink all the way around behind the enemy team, and you force the points. And what that does is that will force 2-3 people to look back at the point, and as soon as they do that, right, you blink away. So it costs you nothing. It allows your team to push through the choke or push underneath the bridge because no one's looking at them, because again, you're drawing space by going on the point, and that's how you can go early as Tracer. So you can do a similar thing on Sojourn, but again, it's harder to do because you've got less mobility, right? And this moment here, where like you sort of you try and go for the early play, realize you can't do it. This should be the moment right now that tells you, hey, I'm gonna back up the point. I'm gonna play back here and play for my OC on point. Literally, that's all you need to do. Because here right now, by trying to juggle aggro with your Sigma, like again, try and like relieve pressure off of him, you're not playing for your OC. Which should be the win con this fight. But yeah, not particularly ideal here, I will say. But yeah.
I think as well, like I'm kind of clueless on actual enemy's
Don't let them
position,
take the
which
point.
is really bad.
Yeah,
Like an
right. Like
example,
you
I just
just
didn't know where they were,
right.
and then I said, "Oh shit!" Like they're at point, and then I just rushed the point, and like I want to use my OC, and I'm pretty sure I die using it
It's
because my
literally
Sigma
just vision.
just
That's
died.
literally just vision, right? Because if you're playing here the entire time, here I can see Orisa, I can see Diana back here, I can deepen my angle and see people that are coming underneath here as well, right? Like you can see everything from here, and that can again dictate
As well,
you
I
onto
just think
OC.
overall, I just think my Sigma should have like not died there. Like I feel like it died instantly,
Yeah, no, you
even though
took
he
a
got
slight
dodged.
early, right? Yeah. Um,
So
but yeah, I
yeah,
think
like he got pincered by the Bob, and like he was like I think his position
right.
wasn't the
Yeah,
best,
yeah.
and honestly, it was my fault as well because I was just late to the fight and I was clueless as well.
Yeah, no.
So
I mean,
yeah.
again, like I'm not gonna say like again in an ideal scenario, you and your Sig will push early and you'll sync up the pressure and you'll literally OC before they even get to points. Like that's a nice
Hmm.
play you guys will do together, right? So yeah, it is true that your Sigma is also like not playing great. He's playing out in the open right now and he's not really marking an angle. But it's also true that again you don't do him any favors. And you could
Hmm.
have again OC'd here literally right now or played here OC really early, zone out the Ash and kill the Ash. Or zone at the Honor, go for the Kiriko. Like, there's a buffet of options here available to you.
Yeah, as well.
That
Like I just my awareness was horrible. I didn't even notice that like the character TP.
right,
I
right.
could have killed it if you like as you said. I see. Yeah. My awareness is not as good as I thought it was.
right? And linking back to the mindset thing, that again, the overclock is telling you, hey, I'm gonna play for my overclock this fight. You don't need to go for an insane flank. This map isn't even conducive for going for insane flanks, anyways, right? It's super long sight lined, it's super open. That's where you can get big value with your overclock. But yeah, okay. See, yeah, you might not even use it. You don't even use it, right? Like now you're using it on 46 HP on a really passive angle, right? Like as soon as you say, guys, what should you be doing?
Popping overclock and maybe like go on top again. Maybe
Yeah,
try to force
exactly,
out
right? Pop OC, walk over here, and look forward trade onto the enemy Kiriko. Look forward trade onto the enemy Ana. Look forward trade onto the enemy Symmetra, right? I need you to play it's gonna be risky, right? But you kind of need to make that play because your Sig's now dead. And it's last fight territory. You can't reset for this fight. And that's the visual cue. That's like your Sig dying there should tell you to play really aggressive with your overclock.
Yeah, I was just afraid of dying. So yeah, that was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I should have, as I said, like I should have just not cared because like it's last fight territory.
Right. End up dying there. Yeah,
That's
not
just
great.
why. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see next one. Alright. This one's gonna be even shorter. Let's see what goes wrong here. Okay. Angle's fine, again just be wary of distance.
Just play Barrow.
Okay. What could you do against this Symmetra right the second that you see her here?
God, what's that ability called?
DS or Disruptor.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, DS the Symmetra right here, and aggress onto her, right? Like, she's committing to this enclosed area. You're gonna get guaranteed value here either way, right? And she's, again, not unaware of your angle,
Do you
right?
think I should have just literally walked up straight in her face and just tried to one-shot it instantly? Before I tried shooting?
Not necessarily. I think you could just DS here, walk up to the high ground, and just finish the Symmetra here, really. And then again, you can slide away back
I
here.
think I was gonna do that, but I was just afraid of the fire looking at me.
Right,
I heard her shooting, and I knew that like if I didn't get the kill, it was basically guaranteed death because the fire was just spamming, and she would notice me instantly.
I don't even think it's the far. Like again, it's not like you need to get a kill here, right? It's like what you're doing is you're winning the duel against the Symmetra. That's all you're doing here. And again, by proxy, you can see the rockets from far are pretty far away, or like they're down main, right? So you've got a little bit of time to like again duel the Symmetra here and slide away really quickly. So this to me looks a lot more reasonable of a duel compared to the one that we saw again on that very first retake, where again your timing was too early and you're peeking 3 people at once. This to me looks a lot more reasonable than that. Yeah, it's a missed opportunity. It's not gonna lose you this fight here. But yeah. Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay. So like, I'm pretty sure you could have railgunned the Symmetra or get like literally right here because she's currently jumping in midair, and again that should make her movement really predictable to sort of aim and shoot at. So often I don't really say to players to like, you know, rush their railguns. But if it's very predictable where Symmetra's gonna move, in this case it is because she's jumping. This is like the best opportunity that you can get to again hit the railgun and again win that duel against Symmetra. Missing it's not ideal. Okay. As anyways, thanks to your Junkrats. Fine, and no complaints there. Talk to me about that DS.
I don't know, I just felt like I didn't use it and I just wanted to use my ability.
Yeah, I get that a lot actually. It's like, I just haven't used this ability in like a billion years. Let me just use it anyways to get some kind of value. I guess in a way,
anyway.
yeah, it's like it's like okay-ish. Like it zones off the Orisa a little bit. It's not terrible. But again, it could have been using Symmetra a little bit earlier. And I think the big thing with DS is it's kind of a defensive failsafe cooldown. It's kind of like flashbang. It's kind of like sleep dart. Like you're not actively getting aggressive value out of sleep dart or flashbang most of the time. I mean, on sleep dart you can maybe get it. You can maybe use like sleep tanks every now and then. But you're not actively looking to get value out of DS all the time. I mean, again, it's a little bit different here because again, you could have just aggressed onto the enemy Symmetra, but it's like if you can't get aggressive value out of it, just keep it. That's what it is, right? If you can't see an opportunity, don't waste it. But yeah. Now you can even deepen this angle, right? Like just farm Mel off Orisa, or even just farm Mel here because you're not gonna farm Mel realistically off of a shield. Literally just keep this angle right now. Keep DS the corner here, or DS it if Farah pushes you, slide away, and again this could be a really nice angle you can zone away, right? Like a DS here goes crazy. But yeah, bit unfortunate, bit of a missed opportunity there for sure. Okay. Right, and now you get jumped on, right? Because you're not thinking about the angle to the right side here. And again, the big visual cue is Orisa, right? You can't farm mail of this person. You just can't, right? And also, your 6 dead, right? Which implies that, hey, these guys are probably gonna be pushing up anytime soon. So again, it's the awareness, right? It's the visual cues. It's the fact that A, you can't farm mail for these guys, and B, the fact that you're 6 dead should tell you that, hey, someone's gonna come around right side here. And you missed the opportunity, right? And again, I even brought it up to you about, again, taking this angle here beforehand and DSing it, looking for value here. Again, that could be really nice. A big, not only a missed opportunity there, but one that causes you to die. You really want to play passive, and you really want to, like, I'm scared about peeking this angle here. Just peek here, right? Just peek here. Because at least you've got LOS, or again, distance from this right side angle here too. While still being able to, again, hook up the Orisa. But again, it's just that awareness. It's literally just that awareness, and again, not visually identifying when you should peek for the angle to the right side, or care about the right side angle. Okay, power side is very scuffed. Okay, and what do you even roll on here? Okay, you missed onto Farah. I always say this all the time too. Panic or panicking in the game will cause you to have bad micro. Like, all your micro will go out the window the second that, you stop panicking. It's really evident on Tracer too, where, again, the second you stop panicking, your trigger discipline, your mechanics, your tracking, your blink usage, they'll all go out the window. And here for Sojourn, it's your railgun, right? Your railgun, I don't think you've hit, like, a railgun this round so far. Like, you missed one onto the Symmetra. You hit one onto the Farah, that was like 40 energy, and you just missed one again onto the Farah. So again, so far, haven't really done much. Okay. Angle here is decent, but again, you're just down too many people at this point in time, I would literally just stand on point and look for a trade. Okay, it's still just ignoring you, fine, whatever. Sure. Yeah, I am shocked you end up here alive. Yeah, that is crazy. Okay, we'll see here. Nice. Good catch. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, my fifth button wouldn't jump.
Yeah, that's...
My fifth button
sure.
first.
Okay. Don't drop here. So, like, can you safely clear Symmetra? Do you think?
I think I can beat her, to be honest. Yeah.
Say that again, sorry?
I think I can kill her. She's pretty low.
Yeah, she's
doesn't have
fairly
anyone
low
on
right
with
now. My only complaint is a little bit of, like...
kind of dead. Too late?
Yeah,
too long?
It's just awareness on the enemy team. That's literally just it, right? Like, I don't mind dropping here if you want to clear Symmetra, that's fine. But just be aware where the enemy team's playing, because I don't want them to, like, walk forward here and punish you for this kind of play. And also, it's not necessary to go for Symmetra, right? You can out-rotate her angle. You can move away. It's not a big threat to you or a team, right? Just form up railgun, move to the right side, and take this angle here, and get a railgun onto any switchy target here. So again, it's a little bit unnecessary here, is what I'll say. Okay. You got the kill anyways, nice. Okay, fine. Okay. So, what should you be thinking about? What should you have as a cooldown when you rotate to the right side here?
Probably my slide.
Exactly, right? I need slide here, right? Because otherwise, you're gonna get punished on this rotation, right? Like, you can't bait the Orisa, right? And this could be quite nice. If you had slide right now, this could be a smart bait, right? You could be like, oh, I'm shooting Orisa. I'm baiting the Orisa to go onto me. I'm gonna slide backwards, right? That could be quite smart. But again, you haven't got slide here. And against a good Orisa, you'll get javelin then speared, and you will die. And you might die here anyways. Ooh. A 6 should have really saved you. 19 HP, still might die here anyways. Oh, that's really... So you get really lucky there. Really lucky, really lucky. And that's just again based on the aggression that based on visual cues, right? That your signal's not deepening the angle right now. Orisa is still here; she can threaten your angle, and you haven't got slide, right? Again, it's these kind of things that tell you, hey, you know what? I'm gonna play a little bit slower, chillax a little bit, wait for my power slide, then I can maybe deepen my angle and bait the Orisa. Again, the question here of like, do I want the Orisa to push me? Do I want to be pushed here? Is the question. And again, if you had slide, I wouldn't mind, to be honest, right? But again, you don't have it. And right now, I don't want to be pushed. And again, the answer to that question is no. And that implies you're not in a safe position here at all. It's been unfortunate. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Thankfully, you do kill the feeding Farah. What in the angle? Sure. Yes is okay. Slide away. Better. Would have liked it a little bit quicker, but it's fine. Okay. 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 A little bit long-winded here. Yeah, right. So like, I know it's a little bit long-winded, but try and get a collat onto these people. It might be a little bit difficult, but nothing crazy. Okay. Fine. Okay, sure. Sure. Fine, I don't mind that. Like the angle. Sure. Ooh, that's a little bit scuffed there.
Probably need a new keyboard.
Yeah, because the angle is fine against that's a little bit scuffed to the slide. And this is really risky. Oh my god.
Yeah,
like, that is insanely risky.
Yeah, like as I said, I can't autopilot.
Yeah.
I just did not think of that. I said, I might as well go up.
Like, if anything, I would go around backwards and try and find a better angle here. Well, it's clear the far first before you go for that deeper angle. Because again, you just have more cover to use here. Yeah, not great. Not great. Okay. And again, here, again, you probably should have died. Okay. Fine. Fine, and I'm on the patience there. Fine. Long-winded, but you get it there eventually. Okay, we'll see here.
Yeah, I should have done it at least 20 times. But,
Yeah.
I cannot autopilot, which is also like a huge issue. Like I feel like I do know, like when I watch videos, I do know what is like an example. When I'll be watching like coaching videos, I would like, I would kind of join in on the coaching, not like join in. I would say, what would I be, and I'll say, hey, like this position is better, and then the guy would repeat the same position I said. But I just don't ever think about it in game. Like I try to, but just all the chaos around me just like makes me like an example. If I rotate to like that position, which is good, but I say, wait, this can't be good because there's a winner there. So like,
Right.
I feel like yeah, my awareness and my visual cues and my changing my play style, depending on the characters, it's also like a huge issue, which I just don't know how to change.
Yeah.
Like I try to like yeah, but yeah, I just need to learn.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end because again, it's a common thing. But yeah, we'll finish this game here and then we'll talk about that at the end. Okay, we'll see here a little bit. Okay, sure. Okay, I'm on scouting here a little bit. You could go for a deep. Again, you could go for a deep overclock play in the back line. That could definitely work. They haven't got much mobility or too much mobility to stop you, so I wouldn't mind doing that. But again, if you're gonna do this kind of play, it needs to be timed late or later into the fights. Timing is going to be the key thing when you're doing this play. The backend's really far away, so don't need to play yet. Sure, fine. The wall comes out. Okay. Okay, just playing.
Really didn't know what to do there.
Okay, Velvet's fine. Overclock's fine. Okay. Why do you decide straight into Orisa here?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Right? What information?
I couldn't see it. I couldn't see anyone, and I said like, "Oh, my overclock, like I need to use my ult."
Right.
So I don't know. It's very stupid. I don't know.
What information in the last 20 seconds will tell you that Arna's going to be playing roughly in the backline, or roughly where your cross is at right now?
I actually don't know. I don't know where the position of the backline
is,
to be honest.
It's this, right? This way over here. This tells you, hey, they're playing really far away, right? So, literally in this entire time, right, you don't see Ana, you don't see Kiriko, you see only Farah, Symmetra, and Orisa. Right? So all it is just adding 2 and 2 together. it's using the information that you had prior about, hey, Arna, Kiriko, they're playing really far back. They're playing, yeah, exactly right. They're playing somewhere over here, right? And using the process of elimination thinking of like, okay, I only see Orisa for our sim here, therefore backend's gonna be playing somewhere here, maybe even here. Like they're gonna be playing in this sort of vicinity here, somewhere where I can't see it.
Mhm.
And that's literally it. Right? Again, that's the game sense thing. Putting two and two together and using information that's implied to you, that's not directly given to you, to tell you that, hey, you know what? I can maybe get trades onto this Arna. And she's actually peeking out the wall here right now. And war's about to end. And this fight's actually winnable, I think. Or at least stallable. And then that fight could be winnable later on. But suddenly showing to Orisa in gold is not a smart play, just because you can't see the backline immediately. And you die there immediately, right? Like, imagine you just stayed here, wall dissipated, you killed the Pharah, or you killed the Symmetra, also you killed the Pharah, or you killed the Ana, you slid away, and then you got a little bit of time, right? You got like 15 seconds to get back, you just killed 2 people. That's actually winnable. Or it's more winnable than what you would have done there. So yeah, just putting 2 and 2 together there. Okay, we'll do a quick summary, but again, we'll talk about the big visual cue thing, and I think that's going to be the important thing to work on. So, normally, there's a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he puts out this like 4-step process about how we form habits, both good habits and bad habits. And this is where the visual cue stuff comes into play, where the 4-step thing is you'll have a cue, and then you'll get a craving, and then you'll get a rewards, and then you'll repeat the habit. So, in other words, if you want to get or reinforce good habits, you need to increase the vicinity or the how obvious or how clear it is to you to see the visual cues. And if you want to decrease bad habits, it will come down, or partially will come down into minimizing bad visual cues. So, an example, I a few years ago, and even actually fairly recently, I had a Reinhardt player who was bronze, and what a bad habit he loved doing was pinning straight into the enemy backline. And then, again, this is before he got pin cancels. So he was literally just pinning straight into backline, right? And I asked him why, and his answer to me was that, well, half the time it just worked, right? Half the time I got rewarded for it, right? So the cue here for him was he'd see the backline, right? He'd get a craving for kills, like a normal, like, I'd just call that bloodlust. He'd get rewarded for it by getting kills, like he'd get eliminations by pinning in backlines, and he'd repeat the habit. He'd continue to pin in backlines over and over and over again. And I guess the key thing here for him was changing how he would see this cue here, right? That the backline is not a visual cue to pin into the backline. What are visual cues are triggers, right? So like maybe cooldowns or ultimates or a big advantage. If you're in a 5v3, that could be a cue to pin in. So just changing the cues. And I think for you here, it's the big cues here for you are the tank. The tank. So whether that's the Orisa in this game, but also your Sigma too. Because we saw a lot of the time that your timing was really off. And all it takes is a glance, literally a quick glance at your Sigma, at how aggressive, or not just your Sigma in this game, right, but again, your tank in general, about how far they're pushing up. It could be a frontline too, it could not be a Sigma, it could be a Tracer, it could be your Genji. Usually when I say frontline, I'm referring to a tank plus flex DPS. Again, hopefully you're smart enough to know that. But yeah, that's normally what I'm referring to. But yeah, it's a quick glance at that Sigma in that very first retake would have saved your life. Literally, that's it, right? Another key cue here is your overclock, right? Because that changes your mindset. That changes, okay, I want to maximize my value with this overclock. Where's going to be the best angle? Can I flank deep? Can I flank late? Can I get an angle where I can see everything, right? Like, and again, this will refer back to that whole, I'm sure maybe you've watched my old guides about that 4-rule thing that I had about cover, LOS, distance, and rotation. All that kind of stuff becomes really important then. So I think that by far the first thing for you to work on is timing cues, I'll say. Timing cues and the overclock. Let's call it OC. And I'll refer back to that SIG fights on first retake. And I'll even refer to this fight here too, right? Last fights on second. And yeah, I think I'll mention that there when he was there for you. Second thing to mention here is object permanence. Now, we haven't discussed this directly, but what I mean by this is the ability to put two and two together and not forget things that happen later into a fight. So, again, that's particularly their backline positioning. Right, so literally here, again, last fight, what did we see? Well, we saw Ana and Kiri early playing back super early. I just got DM'd. Okay, cool. Back super early. And we also saw a lack of Ana Kiri in mid fight. And these things should imply to you about where those targets are. And that's kind of what I mean by object permanence. We did also see later in what's it called? The first point as well. Like, I mean, actually, you had some good fights in first point. I remember the fight where you killed the Ashe. That was really good. The fight that you swing to the right side, that was really good as well. And then you killed the Orisa afterwards. That was a really good fight because the timing was really good. And I think the mechanics are not amazing, obviously, but more of those fights would be, again, ideal for you, I think, at least. And yeah. I'll also mention the Orisa. Like when the Orisa speared you. Speared in that 3v4, I think it was. Where your Sigma died, and your Kiriko was with you, you killed the Symmetra, and then you haven't got enough emphasis or enough scare about the Orisa. And again, I think that might relate back to a mindset thing about like, hey, maybe I'm not that scared about the Orisa. But that's kind of the big thing. It's like making sure that you're playing in a position to where you want to be pushed by Orisa. And that'll often come down to distance. And last thing, I'll keep it simple. Just better DSs, right? Just aggress onto targets. Right? Or again, just keep it as a defensive failsafe. Either are fine. In fact, your DSs were mostly okay. Nothing crazy. And a little bit more, I'll say this as well. Actually, no, I think that's fine. But yeah. Have you got? I'm assuming you've got a ton of questions to ask or things you wanna touch on as well.
I think overall, I understood, like, you explained them very well. It's just I don't know how to actually implement that practice in game. So like, you're saying timing. I'm assuming like the best way to practice is to understand my tank and my overall my team's position. But even though like I feel like there's so many stuff in the game that can happen where that like I might get it wrong, so I don't know how to practice that correctly. The timing cue,
Yeah. So
the awareness in general. So like how to practice that, how to actually do it correctly, you know?
the analogy I like giving is driving. So like I struggled a lot with roundabouts because there's so much information that you need to process, and I got very
Mhm.
overwhelmed very quickly. Of course, you need to think about the speed of your car, cars that are on the roundabout themselves, the lane you're in, the position of your car, indicating at the right time, not too early, not too late. Like there was a billion things for me to sort of figure out with driving a car, specifically on a roundabout. And it was very overwhelming. And the practice that I had, or the thing that got me better at roundabouts, was literally just taking it bit by bit and focusing on one specific aspect about that roundabout at a time. So whether that was the speed of my car, whether that was the looking at cars that were on the actual roundabout themselves, whether that was thinking just about my indication, about when I should indicate, taking that bit by bit and then slowly integrating that into a combined practice that got me again. It got me decent at roundabouts. And I think for you, all it really takes is all you need to really think about, all that should really be at the forefront of your mind, at least for you, because again, the first point here, right, was just timing, timing cues, right? Um, all I need you to do is look at your Sigma. That's all I need you to think about or focus about is look at your Sigma constantly. And I think the other again, I know players do that. Sometimes what they did is they would put sticky post-it notes literally on their monitor, literally on their monitor, so they constantly remind themselves to not autopilots and to constantly be thinking about again the whatever there was that they wanted to work on. I know contenders players that used to do that back in the day, and I guess for you the real question is like why are you thinking the game, right? What's making you autopilot in the game? Is it being overwhelmed? Is it that you're tired? Is it that there's too many things to think about and too many factors, right? I need to simplify the game a little bit more. Is it that you're not thinking about the right thing, maybe, or other things are on your mind, right? Is it, oh, I've had a long day of uni and I'm just like very tired right now, so I can't be bothered to think about the game. It's like understanding why aren't we thinking, like what's stopping you from being able to think about your Sigma in the game, for example, right? Or what's stopping you from being able to think about where you want to move to in the mid fight? Or what's stopping you from being able to think about the Arnakiri being really early on, you know? I'm putting two and two
I
together.
think I think to be honest, is that overall, like I'm just really like I think scared in the game. Like I'm always like I know you're saying like I might autobuy, but like in the back of my head when I'm playing the game, I'm usually saying like, oh, where should I be? Who am I shooting at? Like, I know I might not look like it in game, but I just keep thinking, oh, what angle am I taking? And then I just like, oh, like I can't hit my shots, so I can't really take that angle, you know? I
Right,
can't do
right,
this
right.
because of that. So like I'm hyper fixated on trying to like play perfect, but end up just playing worse maybe. So
Right,
like,
right, right.
like
And I think,
I think
yeah, yeah. Actually, that reminds us really good. Actually, you know, like I forgot what the saying is. I think what perfection is the enemy of
because like
good or something like that.
I really wanna like get good. Like it's like my kind of my dream to just get better overall.
Hmm.
Like I'm really like I want to try and play absolutely perfect, and I just play worse. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like again, I really think that the thing for you is to like get away from that perfect mindset and to like not be scared to make a mistake. If like again, if you for example, right, maybe you want to do like a late overclock fight plan or whatever the case may be. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm not saying you set every shot right. Just make it be well timed and play discipline, right? There was actually a quote. I forgot the quote. Um, it was like in moments of stress or in moments of um yeah, in moments of stress or moments of high tension, like you need to be disciplined. You and what plays with him will do is that there's like a spectrum here that I often describe, where like this middle bit is like discipline, and like players will often like freeze on this end of the spectrum or do nothing. Like they'll get really, really, really scared and they'll just play really passively. Or the other end of the spectrum is that they'll play really aggressively, like extremely high risk. Because they feel like, hey, it's I need to like make some insane play to make this plan work out. And I think honestly in this VOD, I think we saw more of this of you like playing really passively and not really doing much. And hell, even and we saw this as well. Honestly, to be honest, like even at the end, right, we saw you slide straight onto Orisa in gold, and it's like that's not going to do anything, right? And it's like finding that medium or that balance in between of this big discipline thing, and realizing that it's fine to be scared, sure. I heard this from Sparrow as well, right? Because I know being anxious when you're playing the game about wanting to play perfectly. I heard him talk about that a few years ago. The big thing from him that I learned was it only gets worse or only gets harder the more you climb, you know? You think about the most stressful, high tense, high stakes situation you can think of, which is grand finals on EWC, right? Like that is the highest that's the situation where you need to be the most disciplined out of any time and out of any moment, right? Where you can't afford to go for these extreme crazy ass plays that aren't going to work on paper. And that's where you also can't afford to freeze as well. That's where you need discipline the most. But just get used to it. I guess the big thing, right? Think of this as like training wheels for you. And hell,
mhm.
even when I was driving, I was scared too about crashing into other cars. Just take it bit by bit, and don't think about playing perfectly. Think about playing well. Um, but but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Have you got any other things you want to mention or things
So
to?
you said that like for me to practice, I should take it like one go at a time.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
like like to be honest with you, I'm kind of planning to get more coaching from you. I was thinking about like every 2 weeks, or even if you're available like every week, because I
Right,
really
right.
want to like try out on Wednesday, if that's like fine by you. But
Yeah,
do you recommend like every 2 weeks, as I said, with your coaching, like stick
yeah,
to
yeah. So
one
like, I
try to
know
make it
Spallo
a short
himself is like
session?
really against doing once every week. Like he's like that's like a bare minimum. For me, I usually advise once every 2 weeks, but it depends on players, right? So for example, I don't know. Let's say you really struggle playing Sojourn on a specific map against a specific comp. Like that's really hard to play Sojourn into. Then sure, getting a session there might be fine, right? But if you're
Can you
climbing
repeat what you said? You
normally,
kind of glitched out.
right? Yeah. Say that again, sorry.
Can you repeat what you said? You kind of
Yeah, oh
glitched
yeah,
out.
I'm just glitching on Discord. But like for example, right? If like you're playing Sojourn in a specific against a specific comp on a specific map that you're really having a hard time, then yeah, getting a session there would make sense. But generally, right, like if you're still working, if you feel like hey, I'm making some progress in what I'm doing, then yeah, you don't need another session. It's only really when you're plateauing or again you have like a really special case where again you just have no idea what to do in a specific situation. That's when coaching can help. But yeah, generally my advice is once every 2 weeks, maybe even a bit longer than that, depending on again your ability to climb. But yeah, generally once every 2 weeks, is what I advise.
Okay, and do you think for those 2 weeks, I should practice my time?
Again, it'll depend on how much progress you make with it, right? Like if you feel like, hey, I've nailed on my timing. And honestly, timing compared to like other things is like fairly easy to fix. Again, the practical fix is just literally before you engage, look at your team. That's it. Um,
Is there anything else that like goes along with it, or do you
I
think
mean
it's only just looking
that's
at
the
my
bulk
pace?
of it. I mean, when it comes to late timing, right? Like about getting late flanks. Again, that will come down to again still looking at your team, but again, you'll be flanking a little bit earlier in the fight if you're thinking about, hey, I want to flank with my overclock, or I've got like a really good flank with this overclock that can get me a ton of value in this late fight. Um, then sure, like, the only added nuance there is like, hey, um, just flank, get ready to flank a little bit earlier into the fight, so you're not a little bit too late, right? But even then, right, you're asking me about the nuance and like the perfections with it, and it's like that doesn't matter, right? Because you died in first retake because there's bad timing. It's literally that simple, you know. You were off timing with your Sigma. If you waited a second or two and looked at your Sigma, you would have lived. Right, that's the bottom line.
Mhm.
Um, so don't overcomplicate it too much. Don't overthink it, right?
Okay.
Especially at this level of play. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah. Um, anything else to mention?
I think you explained everything. That was yeah. I think yeah. No
Cool,
questions.
cool, yo. So yeah, I'll stop recording now. I'll stop streaming now as well. I'll get the session to you when I